Guys, Will Sebastian here from BeProfitSmart. Just thought I would shoot another profit video and also a couple of lessons within this video too, just to help everyone out. Don't forget my email list for betting loopholes / free trainings underneath the video. Please do also like, share, comment, subscribe. Okay, share it with your friends. I think everyone really should know how to make money out of betting and do it in a sustainable way. You know, if you're a gambler, okay, you should really stop. You will never make money gambling. I say that a lot. If you're someone who's match betting and you're tired of not making any money doing it anymore, you should really consider using your bookmakers in a different way. And I'm going to show you a demo of that today. Today is Saturday, the 25th of November. And my 888 Sport, I started using about the 28th of October, 28th going into the 29th. So, you know, coming up to a 30 days amount. Now, within this account, okay, I'm going to go to the stats in that time. So I'm going to roll it back for 30 days. Now, within 30 days, I bet about 4,500 to 5,000 pounds, I believe. So 10 or 11% is what I'm up. You can see that because I put 1,000 in and I've withdrawn 1489 and my balance is now zero, as you can see. So that is going to be a profit of 489 pounds, like I said. Okay, there's a slight deviation in that. For some reason it says win and loss. It could be because some of the winnings were by extra free bets or something like that. I've had quite a few free bets in that time as well, which is really interesting. But in any case, I've put 1,400 back into my account, or 1,489, and I've deposited 1,000. So that is a clear profit regardless of £489. Now, for anyone who's saying, oh, that's only 10 or 11%, because I bet, you know, 4,500 or so pounds in that time. Now, the reason why it's only 10 or 11% is because it's much worse to come along and bet £500 at a 30% average margin on your stakes than it is to just slowly win over a larger amount of bets with the lesser profit margin. Okay, so although your profit margin is less, you're able to place more and more bets, which means you make more money, because if you place a very small amount of bets, they are going to have a running algorithm which says this person has placed X amount and this has returned this much to us. Is it really likely? Is it really likely that our profit margins are working for us? Or is it more the case that they're taking ridiculous amounts of value per bet? So that's the big problem with a lot of people trying to do this. Okay, they come along, you know, you can see my activity 28 days out of the 30. I started this back then, so I bet every single day, roughly. But you know, like I was saying, people, the mistake they make is they come along and they take these really high value bets constantly. Now, the problem with that is they are just going to say that is too much. Okay, it's too much for you to be doing that. We don't want you anymore. The way they judge whether someone is profitable over time is by taking the bets they've placed, okay, and then getting the return back. That tells you the margin on a customer. If your margin is extremely poor, very quickly it becomes very apparent what you're doing, okay? So what I mean is, if you go to meetings today, I've got many bets on many sites at the moment, okay, and I can add to that all across the board. But this is the first one I've logged on this morning. It's a Saturday. Normally, there's a lot more races on a Saturday, but you can just see there's all these bets. Now, if it was the case that you bet on 5,000 to 1, for example, it would be good if his odds were that high. But they're 1,000 times less, unfortunately. But let's just say you bet on him at like a 30% margin. You got these extreme odds. It's going to be the case that if you did that 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 times, the bookmaker would very quickly see what's happening. But if you varied your odds and you varied your stakes, okay, what you do is you put the variance curve up for you to be winning on. Okay, so in other words, the amount you win is not going to be high really quickly because your value is lesser. And even some of the bets you place, you could place them at negative value, slightly negative value, and then much higher value on another one. Like I said, the only way they can test whether they're making money out of you or not is by having a computer calculate the amount you bet over a period of time and what it's returning. That's the only way they determine that. Once you become an unfeasible, untenable customer, if you like, that's when they put the brakes on. So that's why your stakes get limited if you do massive stakes, because you win a lot in a short period of time. And obviously, they want to put the fire out quickly. They want to put sand or water onto the flames in the quickest period of time before it gets worse, believe it or not. So that's why people get restricted in the first place. People get restricted because it stops them winning. That is the only reason why. Okay. They do see that perhaps you are taking advantage of their odds, but more so, it's the case that it's the easiest way for them to just stop you winning straight away. So it's much better, as per this video, to bet a lot more money over a longer period of time and just have a smaller margin, because it doesn't become apparent straight away that you're making money. If your margins are much higher and you place less bets, okay, it becomes very clear very quickly, and generally you make less. Although you are staking less and the margin is higher, you would think that over the long run it would be equal, but it's not, because you can stay on longer if you place those bets at a lower margin. Okay, much longer comparatively. Let's say you bet £500 at 30% margin and you got banned straight away. Okay, you'd make 150 quid. But if you did, let's say, 10% on 30,000, you'd make £3,000. Okay, so there's a big difference there, and that is the way I would prefer to do things. But nonetheless, £4,500, 10 or 11% return so far on this 30 days. It's another example of another site. I'm going to keep posting different sites. I'm going to stretch it out a bit. We'll go for other sites that aren't particularly mainstream, and I'll do some videos on those. But don't forget as well, I've got a Black Friday offer going on. It's 50% off the price. You get my private Discord contact to ask me anything you want. This is my topic. This is my subject. And you get loads of extra perks, but a massive video library to do this at the right time, in the right way, to maximize the profits. It's the best thing you can do right now on your accounts. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to get my free training underneath. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. See you there.